Good morning, everyone. Welcome to I Jump Instead on YouTube. My name is Stephanie. Thank you for joining me for today's 30-minute rebounder workout for all levels, for beginners, for all ages, for all fitness levels, because we are simply applying the up and down motion to our cardio, to our stretching, to our strengthening, and we are accomplishing all of those things while jumping instead. And I love exploring jumping, and the many benefits that we receive from it helps me to focus in on the importance of doing it daily or doing it most days, because our cells need this pump and need this flush. And I am just so grateful to have somebody has created a rebounder. It's a platform that's above the ground. It has a flexible surface and we can bounce on it, and the quality of the bounce does matter. If you're on a rebounder that is, let's call it budget friendly, as long as you love your bounce, all rebounders are welcome. All happy bounces are welcome. And if you are needing an upgrade or you're looking for a different bounce, or hopefully, you're on the long-term rebounder, long-term, I should say, but if you are on a more budget-friendly rebounder looking for a better bounce, that is something you could do, is consider upgrading. And actually your options go beyond, the website where you would buy new. You could also go onto Facebook Marketplace and look for a used rebounder that is of higher quality, because the bounce is going to help you to fall in love with rebounding even more, and the bounce will talk to you. It will tell you, use me, get on your rebounder, get these, get the up and down motion applied to the cells, because it is such an awakening, and it's rejuvenation, it's strengthening, it creates more mobility and flexibility. People reach out and say they stay more mobile, they reduce pain overall and maintain that lesser level of pain in their bodies when they jump more consistently. So I hope that motivates you to get a better bounce if you're not happy with your bounce, and to get on your rebounder more often. And that's what you're doing. You're in this class, and I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited for me too, because I just love jumping so much. This is a Jump Sport 350 Pro with a handlebar. We always use a handlebar in this class. Shoes are optional. And let's get started with our cardio, strength, flexibility routine. 30 minutes. Let's do it. Starting with health bounce. We're gonna have our feet into a width that feels comfortable, and we're gonna stand up towards our bar, where it doesn't feel like we're too close and it doesn't feel like we're too far. The bar too, the level of the bar right about belly button height is perfect. And that's actually something you might need to change if the setting is wrong and the bar is too high or low. If it's possible to change the setting and you need to get it around the belly button height, go ahead and change that ASAP if you can. So let's get the body relaxed in this up and down motion. We close our mouths and breathe strictly through the nose if possible while jumping and while doing all of our fitness. If we're walking outside, if we're sitting at our computer desk, nose breathing is the best. So let's put the tongue at the roof of the mouth, close our teeth. This also helps us to engage the jaw. Closing the teeth will put kind of it's a jaw posture that we're putting our jaw into, but just like we would, it's a minor muscle contraction in the jaw to close the teeth. Then when we apply this bounce, we're getting twofold of an experience of strengthening for the jaw. Just the jaw closed is strengthening, and then the bounce, the forces of gravity are being applied to the teeth closed. So just having teeth closed more often throughout the day, just that alone can help to sculpt the jawline. So especially when we're applying this up and down motion, try to keep your teeth closed, and we have our chin level to the ground as much as possible. So breathing through the nose, let's go ahead and take one hand off the bar and start to pull on the ear. So I do want you to keep your spine nice and upright with your chin level, and pull the ear with the intention of stretching, releasing, connecting, feeling, just being as present as possible while we apply the up and down motion to the the ear pull, to the jaw, to all the cells in the body. And now let's go ahead and pull on the other ear. Three, two, and one. Let's take one hand off the bar and let's spread the palm out as wide as we can, wiggling the fingers. And I also want you to open your jaw as wide as you're opening your hand. Stretch it wide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch hands. Same thing. This palm opens, fingers wiggle, and open the jaw for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Now let's take a moment to incorporate a hum, and I want you to hum very comfortably, like don't necessarily extend the hum, just breathe through the nose when you're ready for that breath. Hum, and I want you to look around the room, see if you can find some words or some objects that are harder to look at. You want to focus in and take this moment to feel the strengthening of your eyes, and I want you to be humming as well while we're gently bouncing with the chin level. Here we go. Three, two, and one. Let's go ahead and get into a squat rock. So the squat part is bending one knee at a time. Both knees are softly bent the whole time, but one knee kind of bends a little bit more as the other foot goes down into the mat. So we're rocking, but we're also pressing, and our knee bends just enough to get the muscles activating in the legs. If we were to stand up more straight, which you can try, it doesn't really quite activate the thighs as much as if we bend the knee and we press with every single step. So I want us to connect to that press, and this also automatically engages the core, whether we feel that or not. If you were to touch your tummy with your knee bending one at a time and pressing down into the mat, touching the tummy, you'll feel these muscles contracting. And this is helping us to connect with core strength, leg strength, and stability and balance. So we want to use the bar for the support, but we also want to make sure that the down bounce, the down press, is very symmetrical on both sides. Weight is evenly distributed and the core muscles are engaging on both sides. So let's make sure we are still in a proper jaw posture. Teeth are closed, eyes relaxed, and we're connecting to the core. Chest is lifted. See if you can explore the depth of the foot press, and just see if you can sink your foot on each side a little bit deeper. Keeping those core muscles engaged. I want you to remove one hand off the bar, and I want you to face your chest off to the side about a 45-degree angle, and I want you to stay put here in the presence of your feet pressing down with equal weight distribution and the core muscles engaged. Keeping the jaw level, eyes relaxed. It's like your facial expression you won't even be able to detect that there's any intensity or, something that's causing any stress. Your face is very calm, very relaxed, and that is sending a signal to your brain and to your body. So focusing inward instead on the core, on the thighs. Let's slowly feel the core muscles activating throughout the whole rotation, but slowly shift your chest so it's facing 45 degrees to the other side. You'll feel the waistline in a different way, connecting to the core strength, the lower back. Now I want us to slowly rotate back to the other side. See if you can go a little bit further into the twist. I know that the toes are still facing forward, but just keep that hand gripped tight on the bar and push side to side as you feel those core muscles getting more contraction, getting more activation. And now slowly rotate to the other side. See if it can go just a little bit deeper into a twist, feeling those core muscles all the way around. And now let's slowly face forward, staying in this rock. And I want us to incorporate an arm reach. So on the side that pushes down, that's the same side the arm comes up. Palm can face up if you're gonna potentially touch the ceiling, or you can be reaching straight through with the fingers. So I want the elbow to come straight out to the side of your shoulder, and I want you to push up, whether it be with the palm or with the fingers, reach and push and feel some strengthening happening in your shoulder, in your bicep and tricep. You might even kind of squeeze just a little bit into that arm as you push. With every single down bounce, we're lengthening just a little bit through the waistline with every push up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This hand goes onto the bar and the other hand comes up. And with that foot pressing down, we reach up. Elbows straight out to the side. Just a little bit of a contraction or a squeeze in the arm connects us to a little bit more strengthening into the shoulder blade, into the arm muscles. We're still connected to the core here. Still breathing through the nose with the teeth closed. Feel the shoulder lifting and strengthening. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Continue rocking and switching sides, and this time same thing with the foot going down. Instead of reaching straight up, we're going to reach diagonally up, and this time I'm going to have my palm flat, and I'm going to do a light contraction in the arm, just as much as I can throughout the movement, the core muscles as well, and I want to reach the arm and actually have that split second in the arm reach where the full arm is lengthened, lengthened, lengthened. Going at your own pace. If you don't happen to be at the exact same pace as me, that's perfectly fine. You're doing great. Every bounce is a little bit of a different pace. So let's reach and lengthen, savoring that split second, that moment where we're reaching and stretching for 3, 2, and 1. Hand on the bar. And we're going to switch sides. So this foot goes down and we're going to reach diagonally, stretching, stretching. Feel those core muscles, the waist, the lower back. Eyes are relaxed. Stretch and reach, 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 reach. Good job. Three, 2, and 1. Hands on the bar. And we're going to do a double bounce, so both feet go down into the mat simultaneously. So this is squat bounce, but there are different levels at which we could be bending our knees. And I want us to just sink into the mat with a soft knee bend at the bottom of the bounce. And I want you to take one arm off the bar, and I want you to reach it behind you. So the arm goes up against the torso, palm facing inward, and I want you to make sure the chin is level, chest is up, core muscles are engaged. This hand's on the bar, and we are reaching this arm. Now I want you to wiggle your fingers and get all the tricep muscles opened and loose so we can get a little bit longer in the tricep. And when you're ready and you've wiggled your fingers enough, now just pose your hand so the fingers are together and feel the down bounce, taking that tricep and stretching it. That downward pull, every single pull, actually meet with the pull, meet with it by reaching a little bit further in that down bounce. So you're pumping it into a reached position, into a more stretched position. Pump it, keep pumping it. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen with every down bounce. 5, 4, let's do this. 3, 2, and 1. Hand on the bar, switching sides. Chest is lifted. Arm goes up against the torso, palm facing inward. First, let's wiggle the fingers so we can get all the tendons, the veins, everything just open, pulled a little further, chin level. Now let's pose our hands so our fingers are together, palm facing inward, and let's reach, reach, reach with every pump. I want us to connect to the pump. The pace of your jump, every down bounce, is a reach pump. Let that arm sink, let the triceps sink into a deeper stretch with every down bounce. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands on the bar. Let's go ahead and do some squat walk. So we're gonna slow it down here with the bouncing, and we're gonna walk. And actually, I don't wanna be bouncing. I wanna stop here and press walk. So let's go ahead and start with the core muscles. The core muscles are the highlight of squat walking. Yes, we're gonna get leg activation, but the core, that is where the root of our leg press strength begins and comes from. It's the core. So just take this moment. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to be very present in your core muscles. 10 seconds, just be with your core, feel your core. Now let's make sure our teeth are closed. And I'm going to show you from the side. You decide how much you want to bend your knees, but I want your back straight. I want your chin level, teeth closed. And then when you land into the mat, it starts into the top of the foot and then it goes into the heel. So I would call this a flat foot landing. Doesn't need to be all at once. It just is not just limited to the top half of the foot with every press. We're pressing also through the heel. Core. Let's go back to the core. 10 seconds. Feel the core. Now let's go ahead and rotate the toes so they're facing outward. If you're still breathing through your nose comfortably, perfect. If you feel like your heart rate has picked up a little bit and you're comfortable in your nose breath, perfect. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and it's too intense, you might need to modify your pace, slow it down, or stand up a little bit taller. I want you to stay in this movement, breathing comfortably through the nose. If you're not getting enough action, you might try walking a bit faster or bending your knees a little bit more. Tailor your movement to align with the heart rate that we're desiring right now, which is an elevated heart rate, while we can calmly breathe through the nose. Core. Keep focused on the core. Now let's bring those toes so they're facing forward again. But I notice when I have a forward facing toe, they're still just slightly fanned out. It's just a comfortable, basic forward position. However your knees connect you to the strength in this form. And that means my toes are just slightly facing outward. So we're doing great here, connecting to that heart rate. We're in our perfect cardio zone, and we're strengthening the legs. 3, 2, health bounce. We're gonna try a move today that we do in our advanced classes, but you're gonna do great, and it's not gonna take much. So let's just health bounce here. My toes are in a feet in a wide stance, toes slightly fanned out. This is just my go-to health bounce position. One hand on the bar. Starting with the core, I want you to put a firmness in your core muscles, okay? And this is we're breathing through this, okay? So make sure you're just nose breathing and you put a firmness in the core. That goes through to the back. Now I want you to take one arm and I want you to lift it like this. Palm, fingers closed, palm facing up. Not up, but straight, palm straight. Lift the chest so the core is engaged, the chest is lifted, and I want you to put a firmness into your arm. Teeth are closed. Hold that firmness. See if you can squeeze it. See if you can stay in the squeeze and connect. 15 seconds. Relaxing the eyes. Just put that energy into your arm and core. 5, 4, squeeze, 2, 1, and release. Other arm. Chest is up. Starting with the core, the back and chest are engaged, the full arm, internal contraction and squeeze. Let's squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. So now let's go ahead and take a moment to push our glutes forward, and we're gonna contract the glute muscles while we continue to bounce. I want you to have your heels pumping just a little bit in your health bounce, or your feet are flat against the mat. In fact, I love both, and I even stop bouncing. What we're doing here is an isometric contraction into the glutes. So the glutes are tucked forward and they're firm if you touch them. And then applying that bounce. That's just applying a motion to an isometric contraction in the glutes. So I want us to hold this. And I want us to connect. Connect the movement to your contraction. Connect that. Just be with both. Feel that pump. It's almost like you are doing pulse squeezes, but the mat or the bounce is doing the pulsing for you, and you're just holding the squeeze. 15 more seconds. I want you to feel the pulse squeezing happening naturally as you hold the contraction. Equal connection to both glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take a second to stop bouncing and tap the booty just to get a little bit of circulation there. And now I want us to spend just another minute here into the calf muscles, and then we're gonna sit down. So I'm gonna do a lift, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3. And I want you to modify as needed. If you need to back off and just do a lift every 5 bounces, feel free. If you want to stay up on the top with the balls of the feet, great. But let's do this for 30 more seconds. With every bounce here, let's lift and get as high as you can. Let's feel the length, and you're strengthening into the ankles, but you're lengthening the legs. Let's reach it. Let's connect. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Let's take a moment here to go over to the side of the rebounder and hang one foot off the mat, and then get into a position or get into a bounce where you feel like you can flutter kick, one little leg flutter, and the kick happens right at the top of the bounce. If that isn't how it works out for you, don't worry about it. As long as this foot is flutter kicking and you feel the ankle, the knee, and the hip getting a nice release. This feels so good. Hold the bar. You got the stability here. You got your body in this bob, up and down motion, and you're just letting go, letting these muscles get loose, helping them to recover, to get stronger. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll go to the other side, and then we'll sit. So I like to go into that up bounce. It just feels like I can stay in a rhythm. I like to feel the hips opening up here, the knee, the ankle, the thighs. I love the feeling of it jiggling. That's what I'm going for. I want it to just let go, release, and jiggle. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead now and take a moment to sit down. I do have a pillow close by because we will be laying down at the end of class, as I love to do. So sitting, let's see. Today I'll show you sitting facing away from the bar. So there are many, many different things we can do. And wherever you sit toward, in terms of where your bar is, it's fine. It's all good. We're not going to hold the bar. Unless you want to hold the bar, that's fine. So my feet are flat on the ground, and I'm going to get my body in this bounce. And I'm going to engage my core muscles, noticing my teeth are closed, my eyes are relaxed, and I have a nice posture. So if your feet are together, fine. If your feet are apart, fine. To me, there's strategy in exploring all positions. We're strengthening in all positions. When we teach form, I'm thinking, well, there is proper form, but then there's also exploring and strengthening in forms at which we wouldn't normally get into typically, and we potentially have an opportunity to strengthen in a different position. And so different positions, if they cause pain or they're very awkward, we don't necessarily need to explore them. But if we can get in, like when we put our toes facing inward, for instance, when we're bouncing, that can be awkward, but also it can be very strengthening to new areas in the knees and really building those knee joint strength, tendon strength, and keeping our knees in tip-top shape. So let's do this. We're going to take our hands and we're going to put our palms together. And I want us to push the palms together and hold this isometric push. I want you to feel the bottom of your palms pushing together. Now I want you to feel your knuckles, or the bottom of the fingers pushing as well. Now I want you to feel the tips of your fingers pushing towards each other. And now all three, the tips of the fingers, the knuckles, the bottom of the palms, I want you to go and scan into your chest. Feel the chest muscles, feel the shoulders as you're pressing through the hands. Feel the back, go into the lat, see if you can. Connecting to all the muscles. And now let's release. Did you feel that strength? That was really good. Now let's take our hands and let's link them, and so we can pull apart. So keep the chest lifted, and let's take your fingers, interlock them, and pull apart, keeping your eyes very relaxed. Teeth closed. Pull. I want you to switch hand grips, so go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and pull for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake out those arms. And let's go ahead and lay down. I'm I'm gonna get my pillow. And we're gonna finish off class starting with the bridge pose. So if you have a pillow, I want your head right on that pillow and your back square on the mat. If you're without a pillow, you might put your head just below the rim of the rebounder. So I want you to start with bridge pose, which means feet are flat against the ground, knees are likely above your ankles, right above your ankles. But what's cool, let's go ahead and lift the glutes. What's cool about this move is that when I hold this position, my legs will tell me if I'm not in the right angle in my knee over ankle. It doesn't necessarily have to be a perfect 90 degree, but in order to activate the hamstrings and the glutes, it's like right away when I lift the glutes and I feel the glutes activate, it's like my feet want to shift to find the most comfortable position. That's how you discover the form. But then this move is an excellent opportunity to explore different positions that could be a little bit unique or awkward. So let's say we were to lift the top of the foot and we were to angle them inward, right? And now we lift through the glutes. And now let's lift the top of the feet and put them so they're fanned outward. Now let's push down into the bottom of the feet. Feeling these muscles activating and the hamstrings. And let's take a break. Let's bring the hips down, relax. And now let's come back up and let's try two positions here. Let's put the feet together or just a few inches apart, whichever one feels a little bit more comfortable. And you'll feel this is a unique position, right, for your glutes and for the hamstrings. And now work your way out so the feet are now in a wide position, not too wide, just right. And tuck the glutes up. We're not even bouncing, we're just exploring the bridge pose. And this is also an excellent position to be in. But as I said before, causing pain, or if it's really just uncomfortable, don't worry about that pose. Just go into the poses there's so many. You could also bring your butt down, put your feet a little bit more distant from your butt, and now lift. Push the feet down into the ground. Use your hamstring muscle strength to push the feet down. And now release, bring your hips down, and now tuck your heels back kind of as far as you can, under, just as close to you as you can, and lift up through here and see if you can get into this hip or this bridge pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There's probably 100 different positions we can get into. We can explore bridge pose. If you are looking for more strength in your lower back and in the backs of your legs and glutes, we don't have to be bouncing. We don't have to be lifting weights or at the gym. We can simply do these isometric exercises, maybe 10 seconds in each position. So when I do bridge pose, I want to start with like a limit of 1 to 2 minutes. A limit for at least a week. Don't ever go 5 minutes all of a sudden because you're going to get so sore. It's going to strengthen your legs more than you realize. So explore bridge pose if that's what you desire. If you're looking for more strength in your legs, in your lower back and your glutes and the backs of your legs, this move is literally filling out my hamstrings. And the classes I'm teaching and everything, like my hamstring muscles are literally filling out with density. So now we're just gonna lay down and elevate the legs and finish off class. One great move that everyone's raving about is the jitterbug. We can just do this for 20 seconds here. My feet, I wanna relax my ankles. I wanna relax my arms, my wrists, and I wanna flutter kick and shake out the arms and legs. And they're in the inversion. We're inverting and shaking, letting go, releasing, relaxing. 5, 4, teeth closed. 3, 2, and 1. Let's put one foot against the bar, take the other foot, and let's pull the toes apart. Just get in there and go spread, 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 switch, spread, 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 switch, spread, spread, spread. Now I want us to tap into the calf as if it's your heart that you're giving a little extra love and pumping to. I want you to tap the back of the knee as if it's a lymphatic pump and you're going to get that nice pump and flush. And I want you to take your hand, I want you to slap from your back of your knee all the way down to your glute. Really nice firm taps all the way down. I want you to go work your way around to the hip. I want you to work your way over to the thigh and get the top of the thigh. Now I want you to get the inner thigh all the way from the knee down. Other foot, bring it toward you, spread the toes. Take a moment to slap the calf. Now the back of the knee and the sides of the knee. Get it good. Now from the back of the knee straight down to your glute. Work your way around to the hip. Now the top of the thigh. And the inner thigh from the knee all the way down. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do our arms while we're laying down and they're elevated. Make sure to pause into the elbow. Inner elbow, excuse me. And switch when you're ready. And let's finish off with jitterbug. 20 more seconds. Teeth closed. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I would love to invite you to put your feet up against the bar and relax into meditation. Even just 5 seconds of meditation can be powerful. I'm going to stand up and say my goodbyes, but I want you to meditate. I want you to take that moment to meditate, completely let go, relax. Relax into your eyes, into your forehead, relax, relax. And nose breathing. You did an amazing job today. I had you for an extra 5 minutes, so I got to run, but I would absolutely adore it if you could send me your plans for the weekend. How about that? Or no, I meant for Thanksgiving. Send me your plans for Thanksgiving. Or if you don't celebrate, you can send me your plans for the rest of the week or just send me an emoji. We love your comments. I love, love, love them. Thank you so much. And again, as always, thank you for the likes. Hope to see you again very soon and have an amazing rest of your day. And bye for now.